What's up, Starcraft fans? This video is brought to you by Lucerna Sempiternus, who is supporting in the Pulse Cannon tier. He requested that I do a Nexus Coop solo. Actually, he initially requested I do a Nexus Coop solo with mutators, with Raynor. Unfortunately, it takes time to learn, so I kinda negotiated that I instead do a regular solo of Raynor on Nexus Coop. So let's do that. So again, if you want to go to Nexus Coop, go to Custom, go to Arcade, double-click Nexus Coop, wait for the thing to load, and then start game. If you don't have an ally, you can have an ally here. That'll work. But yeah, you can clearly play solo. You have here the loading screen, intro, Q&A, news, and credits. They're made by Chinese modders of course, their own community, and they're pretty into Nexus Coop. So yeah, you might wanna check these guys out and their Discord. So okay, it's not lagging quite as bad anymore, which I'm pretty happy about. Anyway, yeah, here we have Raynor, Renegade Commander. Story, you can read up on this story right here. You can pause the video, read up a little bit if you like. And here are his upgrades. Just a bunch of yeah, things here. So Raynor in Nexus Coop works differently from Raynor in the original co-op. So you can see here, he already works differently. These are completely different sets of masteries. He has the choice to go enhance his attack speed or enhance his regen ability. For the first game, I'll go combat ability. For the second game, I'll go enhance, or rather, first game I'll go continuous. Second game I'll go enhance. For this next set, for the first game I'll go for armor core duration, which will buff his ultimate state, and the other one will allow him to switch between gears faster, which will allow him to stay on the field longer. More on that later. And finally, for the first game, I'll go for science specialization, which will increase his research speed, and the second one will be arms wholesale. Second game rather, I'll go for arms wholesale, which will reduce the replenishment cost of said armory things. So first game, we will go on, I believe it's Malwarfare, so let's head on over there right away. Alright, so as you can see here, let me have this production tab on here. So Raynor becomes a soloing hero here. Unlike the real co-op in Nexus Coop, Raynor actually does spawn on the field, but he doesn't have an army, mostly. He's gonna be all alone, and he's gonna be able to push out as early as into the game. So my build here is gonna go for a command center first, so I can really enhance my economy. So how Raynor works here is a little bit like Tychus, or rather a mix between Tychus and Dahaka. So similar to Tychus, Raynor is hero based, and he's gonna have just Raynor himself pushing very strongly. And similar to Dahaka, he'll have various abilities, and the ability to improve those abilities by upgrading stuff that he gets from destroying enemies. So here's how it works. So Raynor, I just had it out here so I can build fast. So you can see that first shot that Raynor used had a grenade thing, which yeah, so you can see there's this pickup right here, which will drop one random ability that will yeah, if you mouse over here in the real game, this is a replay. If you mouse over here in the real game, you'll see that it's a random ability, and that you'll be able to unlock that ability from a predetermined pool. But from that predetermined pool, you'll get a randomized pick, which will give you one of Raynor's abilities. So this time got an iron armor core, so that is his ultimate state, or one of his ultimate states. So I'll show you what it looks like later on, but for now we got an ultimate ability, which is locked from the start, but once you pick up more of these pickups, you'll unlock more of them. So you can see he's really powerful. He can bust down a building pretty quickly, and that whole base, and he still heals well in combat. That's pretty good, especially since he is all alone for a lot of the game. Just destroying this bunker. You can see he does outrage the bunker. That's pretty good. Then I can see this engineering base on the way. The engineering bay will allow you to get Raynor specific upgrades, specifically ones that help him stay on the field longer and give him detection. So first order of business for me is to research. There's a locked ability here. I will show that ability later on, do not worry. The first one I'm researching is detection, because detection is, I think so far, Raynor's biggest weakness in Nexus Coop. Because Raynor's only detection is static defense and Raynor himself. Unlike Nova, he only gets this big of a radius, and he doesn't have Ravens that will give him detection. Nova does have Ravens, Raynor doesn't. That's why detection is actually a concern for him. You can see Raynor just cleaning house though. He's much like the Haka, where these enemies have a randomized chance to drop the pickup power-ups. Next up, I've built this ammunition depot. So it looks like an armory, but it's a depot where Raynor can buy charges of his abilities. And next we have Stetman's lab here. This will upgrade the abilities. So this building, the spawns and stuff for Raynor, is his Swan's Armory. So Swan's Armory features Swan here, and you can see here separate columns on the command card on the lower right. You have your separate columns of abilities for Raynor. The leftmost is, I believe, his primary weapon. The second column is the secondary weapon. The third column is a support thing, and the fourth is his ultimate state. So in the first set, in the first column here, we have this here, his basic weapon, this thing, which, yeah, this sniper rifle, a sniper / assault rifle, which deals a lot of damage. And what happens is, you first need to get those power-ups that I showed you earlier. You need to get those power-ups to allow Swan to research these abilities right here. So you cannot research them by default later on until you actually get the power-ups that allow you to buy these upgrades. So you can see here, this is a buyable upgrade, this iron armor core. Once I get that research, I will have access to this last spot over here, which will give him the iron armor core, or rather the option to activate iron armor core. So each of these weapons and support will give Raynor an unlockable ability, or an activated ability on his command card. So this basic weapon here will allow him to use this Q ability, which is, yeah, you can see it's just you know, if you remember the Belly of the Beast mission in Wings of Liberty, that's basically it. He gets to shoot in a straight line. It's like a straight thermal lance, shoots everything in its way, like a Hellion shot, except more and more powerful, and hits air. The second ability is the grenade. So yeah, simple enough. He gets a grenade. He gets, yeah, just Tycho's grenade. The third one is the healing thing. It looks like a bottle of wine because it actually reads like wine of something. I didn't quite remember, but it's just a healing thing, just kind of a healing potion for Raynor basically. And the fourth one, of course, is his ultimate state, which I will show later on. See here, the Q is, yeah, the straight line. The W is that grenade. The E is the healing. It's not yet unlocked. So I use the grenade. It does a lot of damage. It one-shots all these clowns and allows me to just have free reign against these buildings. So I just let Raynor shoot these for now. So one of the abilities of the command center, you can see there's this R ability of the command center here. It just teleports Raynor back to whichever command center you used it on. So in this case, I used the recall on Raynor on this one, so you can chase down this set of, you can see it's Vikings, because it's pathing over unpathable terrain, which means they're flying, and the only competition that flies in the first wave is Vikings. So I'm just running back with Raynor here. Okay, get that down. I believe I have unlocked something. I believe I have the iron armor core has just finished researching. That's pretty great. So now I'm researching this ability for Raynor, which will give him extra health, which is great. The B is another pretty important upgrade for Raynor. Yeah, this B right here. That will allow him to get, I believe, 400 shield, 200 or 400 shield every time he switches weapons. So it can become a style later on for you to just keep switching Raynor's gear to give him constant 200 shielding, and that's pretty great because you can just kind of tank your enemies by switching your gear at specific intervals to keep yourself topped up and shields. The first wave is on the way. See, I'm trying to upgrade a bunch of stuff here. Yeah, this is the B, the shield thing. I'm trying to build a mercenary compound. So far you've seen only Raynor's hero. Raynor does have units, but they are all mercenaries, and not just that, they are temporary mercenaries. They don't stay on the field permanently. They time out and then they warp out of there. And if you want to use them again, you can see here he has Marine mercenaries, Firebutt mercenaries, Marauder mercenaries, Goliaths, tanks, Vikings, Banshees, and battle cruisers. So I will call some of those down at some point. I have rallied them to Raynor. You can see I've rallied this structure to Raynor here, and that will allow the mercenaries to teleport straight to Raynor, or deploy straight where Raynor is. You see, I called down the battlecruiser. You can do that. In fact, I did that without any tech structure requirement. You can just call them down. So the battlecruiser here, the Jackson's Revenge, has abilities called. Okay, you can see here another pickup just dropped. But anyway, the abilities are, well, first he has these interceptors. So the battlecruiser is also a carrier, and it can teleport like a Legacy of the Void battlecruiser. It has a Yamato, and it has this rocket barrage, which you can remember from the Wings of Liberty campaign. And I can just use this army to push right here. You can see the power-ups have an exclamation mark highlight on the map. Allow you to see them in case you missed them the first time. And as long as you pay attention to the minimap, you can send Raynor at them. I've tried using my units to pick them up, but so far I've seen that only Raynor can pick them up. Okay, so I'll unlock the shooting assistant. The shooting assistant will deploy, a shooting assistant. It's like, you can consider it like a symbiote, but offense. So you can see here, the battlecruiser teleported to this spot, and he's smacking this thing. Meanwhile, I thought, yeah, you know what? I have battlecruiser. We're not using an offense. It's pretty great. Take out these groups of enemies right here, while my dudes are out here shooting at this suppression tower. Use another Yamato, destroy that Viking. Unfortunately, this is not the Hyperion, so its Yamato does not deal splash damage, but it's still Yamato, so it's pretty good to have still. So I fly the Hyperion back here, or the Jackson's Revenge back here. Meanwhile, my Marines stem in, and you can see that's another powerful Raynor. Again, I have to pick them up before I can unlock the research here in Swan's Labs, or Swan's Armory. So how this works is, I pick up one of these blueprints here. You can see I pick up the Doom Armor Core. This one perhaps is my favorite. The Doom Armor Core is, I think, the single most OP thing about this version of Raynor, because it unlocks basically a more powerful version of Igorb and teleport anywhere without vision. So it's incredible. I'll show you later. It's incredibly OP. So again, though, first you pick up the blueprint on the field after you kill an enemy, and then you research the ability for Swan, and only one ability from each of these columns may be active at any one time. Right now, I have the blue one active for the primary weapon. I have the grenade active for the secondary weapon. I have the healing thing active on the support, and I currently have, where is Raynor? I currently have the Doom Armor Core, or the Iron Armor Core. This one activated on the ultimate, but I can switch them with a cooldown, so I can't just spam switch them. Otherwise, I'll have continuous 200 armor. But I can switch them after a short cooldown. So with that mastery, that allows you just to have refresh armor every few seconds, as long as you're on top of switching the armors, or the switching the weapons. There's Raynor walking out here. See, he is using his abilities. I drop. This time I deploy Goliaths and Marauders to help Raynor on offense. Pretty good. So another ability for Raynor. This is his actual ultimate top bar. It's like his nuke. So he can call down the Hyperion here, and it basically works like calling the fleet for Han and Horner. You also have this call in the fleet sound, and it does shoot down a lot of things. And I believe it's even more powerful than Han and Horner's call in the fleet. It just cleared out this whole base. Look at that, and look, it's just you see the silhouette, the shadow of that period. Okay, this time I picked up the Bio Booster Armor Core. So, like I said, it gives you the pickups at random, and this time I got all of the ultimates unlocked first. And as I mentioned before, you have to buy them before you can use them. Picking them up is not enough. You have to buy them first from Swan's Armory. If I don't buy them, they will not be. I cannot switch into them. All right, so you can see I have switched up. I've switched up into. Yeah, you can see a cooldown has started on here, and I have used. I actually now have access, so you can see how OP this ability is. Okay, so he activates. Raynor activates this. You can see this shoots an E-Gorb, which actually just destroys everything. It's crazy. Raynor teleports right here and destroys his whole base using those two E-Gorbs, and you can use that even later on. The cooldown is not that slow. Okay, now I have the Bulldog. The Bulldog I will show you later. I won't use it this game. I won't buy it this game, but I can show you what it does. So again, I teleport Raynor back to the expansion. I let Raynor solo this attack wave because Raynor is strong enough. See, Raynor just uses that ability. Pretty strong. Shoots these down. Now I called on Vikings and Marines. I start this ability, or this bonus. Shoot them down. Patrolling. So they send 3 sets. They send 3 waves at this area. Okay, now I have another pickup. Which one do I get? The Chrono Rift. So Chrono Rift is this ability right here on the support. It will create a chrono field like the one you saw in the Castor mission, the Piercing the Shroud mission in Wings of Liberty. It creates a Chrono Rift, which slows down enemy forces, and it's like a time warp, and which will allow you to run in circles around them. And your ally is also gonna be helpful, or gonna be assisted by that. Okay, so I called down more for. That was actually them timing out. That was what I mentioned earlier. Your mercenaries time out. You can see they have a tire bar here. Once that runs out, they just piece on out of there. So you actually need to be on top of calling them down if you want to go mercenary style. I left a War Pig here for vision. But yeah, you can call them down anywhere. Okay, there's another pickup here. So of course Raynor will go for that. You can see these Vikings have incredible range, and these Goliaths have stun ability on their anti-air, which is pretty great. Okay, this time Raynor's gonna pick up Rome built in a day. Oh, this is also one of my favorite ones for Raynor. This will allow it to call down planetaries. I don't believe I will show it off in this game, but I'll definitely show it off in game 2. This game, I'm just going more for a mercenary-focused approach. I will still use ranged abilities, but for this game, I will use more of these mercenaries. I fan out, try to intercept all these attack waves, while also going on offense. Okay, you can see there's a suppression tower here, so I circle back, just do a 360 surround, and destroy this in short order. Meanwhile, Raynor destroys this attack wave alongside his Goliaths. Another pickup. Micro Shock Cannon. Okay, Micro Shock Cannon is basically you equip Raynor with a siege tank, siege tank in siege mode, obviously, and it doesn't do damage to air, so you have to make sure you only use it against ground. But I think later on you get an upgrade which will allow you to shoot air. But yeah, it takes a lot of reading, takes a lot of experience to actually know what Nexus Coop things do. Again, this was, I believe, my second ever game as Raynor, so I'm still learning on the fly. The first game, of course, being the proving ground that I showed you last time. to give you the extensive sandbox to test the co-op commanders or the Nexus Coop commander's abilities. We're going to intercept this force again. With ease, not even a thing. You can see Raynor's weakness, he does not have detection outside of his own self. That's why I brought him out here. So I am actually gonna build a command center here. The command center is so that I can recall Raynor in case he needs him, or I need detection. But the unfortunate thing is I wasn't able to find the. I thought they were stationed over here. Turns out they were stationed over here. So we'll actually shoot at my SCV before I even get there, which is a bit unfortunate. But you can see Raynor uses that OP thing again, the Doom Armor Core, and it just destroys this. Okay, what is Raynor now? Okay, he goes over here, he shoots that down, and he teleports elsewhere. Okay, the bad news is I forgot I had only 2 charges of the OP thing, and I tried to switch armors. Unfortunately, it's the middle of all these Thors, these Banshees, the siege tanks, the hybrid, the Marines. Yeah, that was a bit of a miscalculation on my part, but it's fine because Raynor's recharge time is really fast. You can get almost right away, and you still have the power of your mercenaries. And I like to call them here this time actually to intercept the attack wave that'll hit around this time. So you can see Raynor does come back really quickly. That's a nice thing. You can just have Raynor back because he's basically your only army. It's not like Tychus where you have 5 guys to work with. With Raynor you have 1 guy and support. Everything here is support for Raynor. So we have the transport. Try to make it all the way over here. For those who don't know how Malwarfare works, I do have videos talking about how Malwarfare works. You see this army right here getting demolished as they warp in. Okay, so Raynor walks back here. He does use his abilities. I believe he switched this to the siege tank mode. Yeah. So he does shoot. He does shoot at these things. Yeah, he just demolishes these. He just switches back. Okay. Got another pickup right there. Oh, he switched back to sniper rifle mode. And it does deal a lot of damage. Okay, so this time he picked up the landing point. The landing point is this primary weapon right here, which allow him to get a machine gun and kind of like Tychus' minigun, and it allow him to call down a bunker for a special ability. Okay, so you can see every time Raynor switches weapons, these abilities change. Okay, so I use the Hyperion over here, which will take out this whole area, this objective, this suppression tower, and this bonus area, which is, yeah, this is a great use of those. Okay, so this time I use the Doom Armor Core again. You can see I'll clear this whole area. This whole area just got deleted with that one ability. I teleport this area to this heavily defended area with siege tanks, Thors, a hybrid, Vikings, bunkers, a Raven, but this time I do have a Q ability equipped. You can see I just used it right here. It just cleans out this whole thing. Look, you remember how many things there were, right? Battlecruisers, Thors, bunkers, Vikings, it just cleaned out with a single ability, and really just teleported them out of there. Yeah, I just teleported them right out of there to keep himself alive, which is amazing. He just teleports here again, calls down reinforcements, intercepts this big old wave, makes this whole thing not a thing, use a grenade, eliminates those. Oh, one more thing. Statman's Lab. I don't believe I mentioned this, but every time you unlock an ability, or every time you pick up an ability, you finish researching it in Swan, you can upgrade those abilities with Statman's Lab right here. As you can see, I'm upgrading 2 at a time, and the reason I'm doing that instead of spamming these buildings is because you can't actually spam buildings. You can only have one of Statman's Lab, one of Swan's Armory, and one ammunition depot available at any point in the game. So you need to destroy this if you want to have it elsewhere on the map. And the only reason you want to have this armory in particular elsewhere on the map is because you can only replenish these abilities. You can see I can replenish the planetary, the shooting assistant, and this rocket thing, but not the ones that Raynor has equipped. So Raynor has the blue gun equipped, the grenade, and the healing equipped. He cannot replenish those because he's still using them. He can only replenish those by switching to a different weapon configuration and then buying them off the armory, or being physically close to the armory. Those are the only two scenarios where you can where you can replenish the active abilities. Yeah, Nexus Coop is a lot to learn. It's really fun, but it takes a lot of learning. I would say that the learning curve isn't necessarily steep. It's just a lot. There's just so much to learn because these Nexus Coop commanders are nothing like the real co-op commander. They have so many different aspects of play to them that you actually do need a lot of play time or a lot of reading to know how these things work. So I'm just using the army to shoot this down, and that is not a thing. The Raynor's out here fighting this whole wave. Grenade. Okay, Raynor switching ability. Which one did he switch to? I believe he switched to the shooting assistant, which will give him the point of defense drone, which allows him to shoot also additionally. So again, I switched to the landing point. You can see now that instead of the penetrate around ability, he now has the ability to call it a bunker. But I did not load a bunker in here. I was not able to buy a bunker, so I have 0 charges, even though I just switched to it. But what that did is gave Raynor 400 shield. Yeah, it's 400 shields, which allow him to stay in the fight for longer and regen while I was at it. Switched again, so this time I have the Chrono Rift, but I don't believe I actually used it this game. I just switch it. Oh, I just switch into it to give himself the 400 shields. So now once again I used the Doom Armor Core. Just delete this whole wave like it's nothing, and teleport right here. I wanted to use here, but I noticed that it has been pre-deleted in an earlier run. So now I teleport here. Where's Raynor? Oh, here he is. Oh, now it teleports here and then uses the ability to delete the tank and that whole thing right there, because Raynor's OP. That Doom Armor Core is OP. It's called Doom Armor Core. Oh wait, I did use a Chrono Rift. It's a big Chrono Rift actually. You can see it's a pyramid, and everything inside it gets slowed down. So now I teleport back here, push down the conventional path. I switch again. And you can see I have Raynor's minigun, and now I switch back to the sniping thing again to give myself 400 shields. Okay. Just finish off this thing. Run back here, and of course I call down mercenaries to augment my fighting force, and I wait for enough money to start the. Oh, I actually never saturated. That's fine. Actually, it's not fine. I should have saturated this. I thought I saturated it. Oh well. Yeah, there are three sets of enemies here. I shoot them down easily, make them not a thing. And while that's happening, I of course research the bonus. I teleport Raynor back here because I pre-made this command center so I can teleport Raynor more quickly to the fight. Shoot this bunker down. He just snipes these guys like it's nothing. Okay, so bring my army up here. Oh, you can see the Doom Armor Core available once again. It's cool that it's pretty fast. Okay. I think I'm saving it for the suppression tower spawn. This kill ability, it just shoots those guys down. Just deletes those guys. Okay, now I use it here. Any second now. Okay, apparently I called down more Goliaths and Marauders first. Okay. You can see the Marines piecing out of there. Alright, I see the attack wave heading down here. I believe it is time. I believe it is time to use the Doom Armor Core. Oh, they're shooting down my my command center, which is okay. Now I use it. It just delete this whole wave in a single blow because of course it happens. Teleport here. Delete this whole thing using that one attack because Doom Armor Core is OP. And now all my army has to do is delete this suppression tower, make it not a thing. I called on more forces here, which is okay. They're able to divert the attack away, but you can see they killed the Liberators, but not the Banshees, because as I said earlier, Raynor doesn't have mobile detection. If I want to have detection there, I need to build a turret. It's kind of weird, but that's how it is. That's a lot of Banshees. That's a lot of Banshees. So I clean this out. The Doom Armor Core is halfway up to being available again. But I do have the Hyperion, so I just use the Hyperion to clean out this whole thing over here. Because of course, I also use a grenade, clean those out. And just, yeah. Look at that, Hyperion just shoot this thing down. My goodness. That is quite effective. That is super effective. Okay, now I use this army here. I called on 2 battlecruisers. And I used the rocket barrage, I believe. Yeah, look at that. Unfortunately, it does not delete the Banshees. That's a little sad. But Raynor is here to clean those guys out. Use more of these abilities. At the Queen House. Teleport here. We got the last enemy, which unfortunately he does not do, but still, it was good enough. End this mission. Raynor is very strong. His only weakness is mobile detection. And yeah, mercenaries, they're pretty good at covering for areas where Raynor cannot physically be, but Raynor's still the star of the show. Let's move on to game 2. Second game will be on Rift to Korhal. This is the map, of course, where the first wave hits early. It hits around 2:20, spawns at 2 minutes, and you need to have an earlier spawn. The good news is Raynor becomes online at 1 minute, so he will be able to take out the rocks and get a research done. Actually, get a research started during that time. Okay, so enemy is not Protoss. No creep, that means it's Terran. 2 TVTs in a row. Okay. So you can see, as I mentioned earlier, Swan's Armory is available at the beginning, but this time instead of going for a command center first, I start with a gas, and that is because I want to research that ability I told you in the engineering bay earlier, which will allow you to get the planetary first. So let's see how it plays out. Start the second gas right away. And start the engineering bay. Alright, Raynor is online. He has a green aura about him. I'd like to think that Raynor has green LEDs strapped to his pants that just make his floor glow green, like those mods you install under those street race cars. That yeah, posers think they're cool. Maybe they're right, but I personally don't need. I used to have well, I still do have RGB installed in my computer case, but I don't really activate it anymore. Number one, because it just consumes energy, which I don't even really look at it, and number two, it's because it's behind my right screen. It's actually just behind my screen, so I can't even see it anymore. So it's kind of pointless these days. Anyway, that notwithstanding, I have already completed that research without actually showing you, but I do have that research available, and what that means is the first pickup that I unlock will be the planetary. So let's see that in action. By the way, SCV is on the way to build the command center so I can expand, get more money, all that good stuff. I'm also trying to focus on mineral income first. Okay, yeah, shoot these guys down. Okay, that's the first pickup. As you can see, because of that upgrade, Rome built in a day is immediately buyable from Swan's Armory. So I can buy that and deploy the planetary. Okay, command center's on the way. Yeah, just shoot these guys down. Just shoot these guys down. Just two-shot them. Oh, apparently medevacs are 3-shot. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, there we go. Alright, so now Raynor has free reign. He's gonna shoot these guys down. Or not, we can use ratings. We're gonna shoot down this Void Rift or Void Shard first. I just building more. You can see I pulled my workers out of gas because I've already bought the expansion, so that's all I need for now. Alright, armory is available, so now Raynor has unlocked, has these active abilities enabled. And I think I forgot to mention this earlier, but before you have the armory, Raynor will not have access to these active abilities. You need to have, wow, that's a bug. That's a bug. You need to have these. You need to have the armory to be able to use these things. All right, move aside. Just make more and more of these SCVs. Stetman's lab's on the way. To be pretty helpful. Just shoot it down. So now I believe, yeah, we're researching the planetary. Again, we need to research it from Swan first before we can switch to it. So what I like to do is I have Swan's Armory in a separate control group that will actually allow me to just switch to it every time I need to switch weapons.
And that's how it's done. Good work. Just gotta
Okay.
do the same.
Attack wave coming in.
Slay them to the last.
Raynor pull back a bit.
No rest for the rest.
Okay, so like I said earlier, even though you have the ability unlocked, so let me recap. First, you need to pick up the weapon on the field. Then you need to buy the weapon from Swan's Armory, and then before you equip it, you have to make sure you have a charge ready. So even though you have that equipment, even though you have that ability equipped, you first need to have it loaded. So you can see here in the ammunition depot, this is the thing you need to reload Raynor's abilities. So you need to buy one of these from the ammunition depot before you can actually use it. So first, I need to save up. It's around 820 or something. 820 minerals, 200 gas, 240 or something. 240 or something. A lot. It costs a lot. So yeah, first you need to wait for enough money to buy it. Then it's a bit of a long wait. I am saturating. I am working on making SCVs, but it's just so expensive. And I think as soon as I have enough, I'll just buy it right away. I dodge first, of course. Then snipe these things. Okay. Okay, come on, buy it. Buy it. Oh, it takes so long. There we go. Oh wait, no, you still don't have it actually. I think I bought a different upgrade. My goodness. Yeah, I think I'm buying a different upgrade. Still not, yeah, actually. What was I looking at this game? Oh, there we go. I think I actually have it now. Yeah, I was able to finally buy it. So I have a charge of it ready. Then I need to switch to it, of course. Okay, there we go. Now I have it. I believe I'll just use it right here or something. Dodge. There we go. You can see it drops right away as a planetary. It doesn't start as a command center and morph it. No, it drops right away as a planetary. Okay, now I have the Bulldog. That's a very powerful ability for single target damage. If you want to kill something with a single target, the Bulldog's gonna be great for it. Okay, shoot this down. Okay, didn't quite get it before it went down, but it's fine. Void Shard has these abilities apparently. Okay, so I switched back to the healing thing so that I can buy another charge of the planetary.
Another void shard has been destroyed.
All right. So I use the Hyperion, I believe, or the call in the fleet over here. This is gonna delete this whole thing. They actually just deleted the whole thing. And it is not even a thing. My goodness. Yeah, and I actually ran out of targets to shoot. Okay, it shot at this this missile turret over here. Yeah, it shot at those things, which is nice. All right. The planetary timed out. It's not a permanent yet either. The only permanent thing in here is Raynor, apparently. Okay, tanks right there. Okay, I used the penetrating round on those clowns. Make them not a thing. Look at the range on Raynor though. I believe that's 9 range. Okay, I have another pickup available. So you can say I haven't called out a single mercenary at this point. It's just gonna be all Raynor. Actually, all Raynor. As he just painstakingly shoots down every single building. Make this not a thing. And that goes. This one's also gonna go down. Back to Raynor. He switches back. You can see it once again have a charge to planetary. So I drop it right here. Just stuns those things. Shoot him down. It has the planetary has this ability to kind of lock down an enemy unit. You can see this this Raven, this Banshee are immobilized. They're not shooting back, and that's free pickings. Not easy pickings, literally free pickings for Raynor. Gonna shoot these guys down. This Raynor being really powerful right now. I am still upgrading. Yeah, Statman Slab, you can see I'm still upgrading all these things. This time I'm prioritizing the primary gun, the sniper rifle, and the planetary so that they get stronger each time. Okay, another pickup available. This time the Coronal Rift, that's the slowdown. I think I might use it on the next wave. Okay, I pick up Raynor. So you can see, as I mentioned earlier, the only other time where you can buy upgrades that Raynor is actually using is when you're physically near the ammunition depot. Okay, next wave's on the way. Finished upgrading the primary weapon.
Enemy forces are inbound.
Getting the Chrono Rift upgrade from Swan.
Complete.
So now I have now I have fully unlocked all these support abilities. I have unlocked the first secondary and the third secondary weapon. That was kind of confusing, but yeah, you can see the Chrono Rift, it just slows down everything, allowing me to just run circles around them. Okay, everything on the third column is unlocked. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually gonna use the Bulldog here, so you can see that how powerful the Bulldog is. I have one of these Bulldogs equipped. I bought it. It's also expensive, about 800 minerals and 280 gas or something, but you can see how powerful it is. So now I activate the Bulldog. So what the Bulldog does is everything, all your commands are disabled except this W ability, which deals 1000 damage. So I used once. So it just fires around at this powered capital ship, and you can see it just takes out how much health? 1100 health. It takes out 1100 health for the powered capital ship. 4 rounds, it's almost dead. It's actually almost dead, and that just leaves Raynor with a little bit of shooting to finish it off, like it ain't no thing. That is ridiculous. that's just a single use of that W ability. Okay, running back here, I have another planetary equipped. Again, you have to switch out of the planetary and then buy it from the armory or from the ammunition depot, and then switch back into it to be able to use the planetary. I think I dropped another planetary. Yeah, there it is. So just wax all these things. Okay. Shoot these things down. Including this, this hybrid, which doesn't last long. Okay. I activate the, this ability, which I believe turns Raynor into a Herc. I don't know why people like Hercs so much. They really suck. And I think that run as a Herc really demonstrated how much they suck. Okay, now I switch back into the primary weapon, which will allow me to take these guys down. Okay, now it's another ability that's actually good. The Iron Armor Core. The Iron Armor Core will allow Raynor to spam these Q abilities, which will deal tremendous amounts of damage to target enemies. So you can see I can actually spam it. So Q click, Q click, Q click. Just whack this thing down. Just whack this thing down. And switch back into the suit to give yourself shields, and then just destroy this thing, and that's that. That's how easy it is. So I buy another planetary from the ammunition depot, and I have it equipped. I believe, yeah, I have another planetary equipped, and I believe I can use it. You can use it the planetary anywhere on the map where you have fog of war. So just drop it right here, and just clown on these fools, make them actually not a thing. So they actually dropped two. They actually dropped two weapons, or they actually dropped two pickups on there. Okay. Alright, I didn't actually buy anything this time. I thought I could have. You can see, yeah, I lost the ability to buy once I'm a certain distance away from the ammunition depot. But I'm able to shoot this down with ease. I sent another SCV to build myself another proxy command center so I can recall Raynor there at any point. Let's actually speed this up a little bit. It's just Raynor running to this point to collect the pickups. Okay, this time he used. Oh, this time we got the Doom Armor Core, the Micro Shock Cannon. Okay, we used the ultimate again, the Iron Armor Core, which will allow us to shoot these projectiles at enemies, just make them not a thing, stun them and deal tremendous damage. Switch back out. You can see that that Hyperion just cleans out this whole area, just makes it so much not a thing. I believe I used this time to run the second bonus. I don't normally go for bonuses, but I wanted to demonstrate how powerful Raynor's abilities are by going for these bonuses. Okay. You can see I have another planetary equipped, so I just drop it on there. Just whack the planetary. throw those guys out physically. Okay, I got the shooting assistant, so that will allow me to buy the shooting assistant. I'm researching it now. Okay, you can see I switch to the siege tank, but it doesn't shoot up. It does shoot. It does deal a lot of damage to armored, but it has to be ground. So I switch back into the sniper rifle.
The enemy is en route
Okay.
to our base.
I run back here.
Sharp blades.
Okay. My goodness, that thing's just so crazy. You can see, as you can probably guess, that was the Doom Armor Core. I teleport back here. Fortunately, I just ran out of time on that ability. But another good news is, I believe I do have, I do have that, what was that ability called? Okay, yeah, this thing. The Bulldog equipped. Just how OP is that? My goodness. My goodness, this is actually so crazy. That is actually insane. Alright, running back to the front. Just run back to the front. Landing that command center there. Now to finish these guys off, I switch into I believe the healing thing. Make that not a thing, make that not a thing. Die. Switch again. This time to the landing point. I drop the bunker there. Again, you have to buy the bunker from the armor or from the ammunition depot, but you can't load Raynor inside the bunker. It just just shoot at this thing so fast. Look at how fast this thing goes down. It just the bunker also has a strike turret, which will allow planetary, drop it right there. They just keep shooting at these planetaries. Switch back into a shooting assistant. I believe I have this point defense drone is the shooting assistant. It shoots at the enemy, deals damage, and switch back to the armor core. Make this just you can just button mash here. It'll generally work. Well, not really, but generally. You can just spam these abilities on the enemy, make them so much not a thing. Look at how fast this thing goes down. The planetary killed that, by the way.
Precisely
The
as
planetary killed that. The Caesar planetary force killed that void shard. Now, onto Raynor. Apparently they didn't let this gate here survive, which is weird, but okay. Alright. You can see I buy more things here.
enemies coming for us.
Okay, waves there. I dropped a planetary right there. It doesn't shoot up though, so I had to get Raynor here. And I switched to the snipe ability. Just makes this whole thing not a thing. Oh, I switched back to the Doom Armor Core. Okay, teleport here. Make this whole thing not a thing. And teleport here. And just kind of finish off the mission. Turn into the siege tank. Yeah, you got the siege tank gun. The siege tank gun. Just make this not a thing. And I switch back to the sniper rifle. Just make this whole thing not a thing, my goodness. Now I switch back into the Iron Armor Core and just... Yeah. Yeah, just clean house. Just clean house like it ain't no thing.
Should be.
My goodness. My goodness.
The city is ours.
This Raynor solo is so strong. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else to do, please leave that in a comment. I will see you guys next time.